Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. Slightly different video this time, and I'm making this video to answer a question that I get repeatedly all the time, which is about diagrams. Where do I get my diagrams from? I do not have diagrams for everything, but I will show you in this video the search for diagrams I use. As you're going to see throughout the video, some stuff that if you follow my channel, you're going to see stuff that you haven't seen yet, because I've just put it together over the last few days. But I will take you through as we go along on that as well, just as curiosity. So then, where I get my diagrams from? So I have about 5 or 6 places where I get diagrams. Obviously, not for everything, for specific stuff, for specific car makers. And what I have here, I'm gonna step back a little bit and show you the setup. So I have 4 laptops here. As you do know from my videos, I have much more than 4 laptops for diagnostics, but some of the other laptops, they have exactly the same as these 2 laptops, so there's no point to just show you the same thing again on the other laptops. So that's where it is. So I will start from here. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so before the critics starts to go ahead and say, oh, you should have done screen capture, yes, probably I should, but I would have to install a software on every single laptop, and guys, it's too much. The point here is the information, or show you the information, and it's not about being, it's not about how good the video is going to be on that side of things. So it's just to show you where I get this, where I get the diagrams from. So I was also try doing this during the day, but the glare was just spoiling everything, so it was pointless to do it during the day. So this laptop, I'm going to show you what this laptop is, and let me come up here and just do this. Oh, come on. So this laptop, I just got this laptop ready not long ago, about 2 or 3 days ago as well. This used to be, I have a few of these laptops. Is someone asked me the other day, this is a Dell Latitude 2100. The resolution is not too high, so if you have a software that requires a bigger resolution, this is not very good. But I chose this for specific cars, softwares, and it works brilliantly. The battery life on this, the laptop is compact, small, it runs fine. The battery life on this is absolutely amazing. Look, 87% the battery for 3 hours and 58 minutes. The battery life is really good on this. Anyway, so this is a Vauxhall. So I have only Vauxhall softwares on this. And I have 2 things here. I have Vauxhall diagrams up to 2010 around, which I'm going to show you. This is running on a virtual machine because this software, I only have an image that I've downloaded, so it runs on a virtual machine. So I have the Windows installed, and then I have the virtual machine that runs on here now. With the wiring diagrams and other stuff. So it has a little bit more information, as you can see, but I'm going to show you the diagrams. Okay, so from here we're gonna choose something random. So let's say a car that is a little bit more common, so something random. It's gonna say an Astra. Oh, that was Astra in there. Let's say it's the Astra G, and we want 2007 with the Y17 DT engine, and let's say with a 5 manual transmission. Let's press next. Okay, so this menu on the side is where you have the diagram. So let's say I want to go into engine system, and I want a diesel, and I want a circuit diagram. It gives you a lot of more information as well. Oh, sorry. And I want the engine Y17 DT. And there is the diagrams. Yes, they are very small here. You can zoom in if you want. And just follow the whatever you need. I don't always use the laptop as my reading screen. What I do a lot of the times is I actually print these diagrams off and I just follow them on paper. Usually is slightly easier. Okay, so this is one of the softwares for Voxel. So we're going to shut down the virtual machine now. And I'm going to show you another software that I use, that I have on other laptops, or most of the laptops actually. I think I have this one. Which is auto data. I have here the latest, not the latest, the last version launched on DVD, which is version 3.45. After that, there is the final update. After that, auto data is all online. So that's it. Unless you have a subscription, you don't have access to it. So it goes up to 2014. So diagrams on these guys, I'm sure you are more than familiar with the diagrams on this. I don't know. Let's do for some Fiat. Bravo. I don't even know if it's gonna have diagrams for this. You see, no diagrams for this. Autodata doesn't have diagrams for everything, unfortunately. Let's go back. It's gonna go to one. Let's say, no, Vauxhall's just been there. Let's say Mercedes, C-Class, C220, for example. So why in diagrams? From here, you can choose engine management, which takes you straight to the engine ECU. Or some cars you have actually additional, and you have diagrams for a lot more stuff that you can go through. But if we go to engine again, let's say, sorry, if we go to engine, there is a diagram, so that's it. So this auto data I have it pretty much on every single other laptop, so it's the same. Is the same on everything, and that's it for this laptop. So voxel diagrams from that virtual machine and auto data. Then we're gonna go on to the next laptop. If you follow my channel, you are probably familiar with this laptop. You have seen it before, and what I'm doing lately is I'm breaking down a little bit more stuff, having like separate laptops for different makers rather than having this laptop doing everything. But yeah, so on here, there's another, on top of auto data as well, but that I told you already, I have it on everything. I have another software here that I do also use for diagrams. So sometimes if auto data doesn't have the diagram I need, I come here. Doesn't necessarily means I'm going to find it here, but it's just another place where to go. Okay, so from here, nothing rocket science. Let's say, for example, a Ford, and I want a Ford Fiesta. Don't know if it's going to have a diagram for this, but let's try one random. So let's say it's I don't know, a Z-Tech SE 99 onwards. You might see that this is actually this software is in Portuguese, but you can change the language on it if you want. So there is the diagram once again for the engine. It gives you a little bit of information about what component is what and stuff like that. So another source of diagrams. Okay, moving into the next one. This one is a little bit more specific. I just put this laptop together about, I don't know, a week ago, maybe. And yes, it's running DiagBox. Someone asked me not long ago about DiagBox. I said I never used it. I decided to build a laptop just for Peugeot and Citroën. And that's when I thought about try DiagBox. I never tried it before. So I've downloaded and installed it. And it's all running the latest version. I believe it's 7.83, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't tried it yet. I didn't had a Peugeot or a Citroën here lately, but it's all ready to go. Another thing that I've done as building this laptop, I thought, why not get hold of SED once again? I used to have SED on the next laptop I'm going to show you, which I still have as a virtual machine as well. But here is a native installation. So I'm going to show you Citroën. Peugeot is going to be exactly the same, but obviously for Peugeot. So, wiring diagrams for Peugeot. Is here. So let's gonna go a random one. Let's say, for example, a C4 Picasso, for example. Let's say an RPO. I'm gonna come up with something, because obviously, let's see if that exists. Now he's asking you for a little bit of more info about the car shape. Let's say a family saloon, driving, let's say Ryan Drive. Engine, motor, turbo diesel, DV6, D10, okay, that's fine. Transmission, let's say is a auto gearbox L4. No, let's gonna put a manual. controlled manual gearbox. Let's put in manual. I don't even know if the L4 is on this car, so just to make a little bit more with electronic stability control. It's going to confirm, see if this car exists. So let's gonna go, for example, power unit. Apparently the car exists. Let's gonna see. If it doesn't exist, it's not gonna show you diagrams. It's as simple as that. And I don't think it does have. No. Okay, so this car doesn't exist. We're gonna have to go back. Okay, so let's gonna go open a new one. So let's gonna go to C4 Picasso 2. Okay, so RPO, let's say 09876. It's difficult because he's gonna be, I just want to show you the software. Driving, left side, engine. Okay, diesel, Pro diesel, 1997, no. Huh? It's gonna try the TV set once again. Auto box 6-speed with ABS brakes. Let's see what we find on this. Because I just put, oh, this one does have. Okay, so let's gonna go, for example, engine ECU. Let's gonna go engine starting. Let's say ignition and preheating, engine starting, for example. Full electrical. And there is the diagrams. Now, obviously, once again, you can zoom in this, obviously, and it shows you all the diagrams. Once again, I use these more to print than anything else, but here they are. Okay, so this is diagrams for Citroën. For Peugeot is exactly the same. The difference is, rather than Citroën it says Peugeot, but it's exactly the same principle. Everything is the same. Okay. Another thing that I've installed as well is service backup, which is basically it gives you a little bit of information about how to assembling stuffs, and let's say, for example, Berlingo is a state van, and let's put an engine is 1.9D. Let's see if that exists. This is not for diagrams, but it shows you, like, let's say, for example, clutch. Let's say clutch, for example. Parts, clutch pedal cable, control cable, and it shows you things like this, for example, you see. So part numbers and stuff like that. Let's say, for example, then repair procedures. Let's say, for example, removal and refitting gearbox. So it kind of gives you a little bit of details about how to remove the gearbox and all that. It can be useful sometimes. It can be very useful as well. Okay, so but this is not wiring diagrams, so we'll forget about this. Okay, last. This is actually my personal laptop. What you are seeing here is a PDF file I believe this is for a Passat B6, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's a Passat B6. You find these PDFs not all over the internet, but you can find these PDFs online, and they can bring diagrams like this, so they can be very helpful. There we go. So you don't find them for everything, but with a little bit of digging, you find a lot of this online. So, and what I do have is I have on my server everything, organized correctly, and I can find these PDFs in no time. If I'm working on a car, I can easily get hold of these PDFs and go through, see if they have what I need or not, and that's it. So I have all these PDFs. I keep collecting them. Every time I download a new one, I save it. So yeah, so that's another source for diagrams. And another one that I do use for BMWs. You are probably familiar with this. If you are not, another one for you to learn, which is BMW Planet. Just Google, you'll find it straight away. So this is going to be your own page. I think is actually language selection, but then you come into this where you select your model. So let's say, for example, E65, and you load this. To have this working, it needs to be pretty much on not just, but Explorer is better, and you need to have Java installed. Chrome doesn't really support Java anymore, so on this menu, you just open, let's say, complete vehicle, drive, and let's say I want to go to diesel, engines. Let's say DD control unit. Where's the diagrams? Does he have diagrams here? There's a lot of data here as well, like information and stuff like that, how things they should work and stuff like that. So there's a lot of information here. Let me see where diagrams is. So supply DD control unit. So you have, these are the diagrams. See if there's anything else. What is the actually? Let's try to find the actually diagram for the fuel pump. So the diagrams are kind of breakdown in parts. So, but you can find a lot of stuff here as well. It's very, very good. I use it quite a lot, and it works, I believe, for minis as well. Yes, for the R50 and R56. So that's another place where I get all of diagrams. When all this fails, or if it's a car that I don't really, or if it's a car that I don't find the diagrams either online or even on Autodata or Vivid Workshop, I just Google. I use Google, guys. I try to find out a forum somewhere where someone posted it. I'm in the process of getting a virtual machine. Just quick show you. It's not running yet, but I'm in the process of get a virtual machine with the Mercedes wiring diagrams. But it's still work in progress. It's not running yet. Just a few things I have installed, not everything yet. So, but just quick show you. So I've done a little bit, but not everything yet. I don't have the entire software running yet, so I've been having a few issues to get some of the stuff running. But it's something that I'm working on. That will be another place where I will get diagrams from. And guys, there's 25 minutes of video ready. I think I've answered the questions that you guys ask about where I get diagrams from. So when I get that question again, I will just link you. I will just give you the link for this video, and hopefully that will clear your doubts. I think that's it for this video. I just hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on top of this, please put them below. One quick note before I leave. I'm not gonna give you any links, guys, or any info where to get all this from. All I've showed you is a click away. Well, maybe more than one click away, but all this is a click away. Google, like I used to say, like I always say, it can be your best friend on that. It will help you to find everything. All this is a click away. And now that's it, guys. Like always, thank you for watching.